Hello everyone, I hope you're ready because this is going to be the most important video that I've ever made. What I mean by that is that I have finally uncovered the information that will allow us to understand where we came from, what's been going on, where we all come from. So this is going to be the true origins of humanity. So I hope you're ready. Here we go everybody. All right, what we're going to be talking about today is the true history of humanity. Where did everybody come from? That's the one thing we've all been wanting to know. Where do we come from? Why? Who? When? Where? All right. Okay, so this video is going to be titled The True History of Humanity, or just the history of humanity. We don't have to put true on everything. It's like you can feel it. This is how you know if something is valid or true or, yeah, it's the truth, is you feel it. You can look in someone's eyes, look into my eyes, and then you can feel it. You'll know, okay? You get little vibrations, you feel like, ooh, you get excited. Sometimes the information may cause you to react in certain ways, but that's because it's new and you've been trained and taught to react in certain ways when this information comes out. It's been like a plan, kind of, in a way. That, in the grand scheme, I was a part of creating. So we need to take away the fear of the future because now we have the answer to what the past was. Okay, so here we go, everybody. I am super excited. So this all started when I found a book called The Book of Yakub, which was a book that, it's not necessarily a book like the book of, actually the book of Jacob is Yakub as well still. It's just the name was changed a little bit. But in regard to let's say the book of Matthew or, like those books from the Bible, it's a little bit different because this was a sectioned off set of information that was sat to the side that was still given to the beings that rule, but they chose to kind of hide it. It's the main piece of information that we need for our history. That's why when I found it, I was like, is this real? And when I read it, I'm like, what? We had this the whole time. But that's the thing. If you don't know, then you don't know. But that's the thing. I'm here to help you know, okay? So let's get started. I would also like to take the time right now to let you all know that the book of Yakub is what I'm mainly going to be referencing today, as well as the multitude of downloads that I've been getting. And downloads not just, oh, I thought of this. Literally, my spirit guides take high multidimensional information, which means it comes from the higher dimensions, a place where the higher dimensional beings live. And then they come down here in different bodies, boop, 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 meaning different light bodies. They shift down, and then they give us information like here. And then we see it as, oh, an invention. Ooh, a great idea. Whoa, I'm channeling, downloading. That's what it is. Just like a TV channel. Here, you go to it, and then it gives you the information. It's literally the exact same concept. Okay? Except with spirits, like actual beings. They just don't have a physical body. So remember, you're a spirit too. You just do not have a physical body. That's how this works. Like the game of Earth is the game of bodies. The game of the higher dimensions is the game of spirits. People call some of them gods and goddesses. Like it just depends, okay? But you also need to understand that gods and goddesses are already here on Earth. They're just asleep, okay? There's a passage from the book of Yakub. In the very beginning, it's the first couple pages. Yakub was the founder of Unlike Attracts and Like Repels. So I am the inventor of this. You guys, I am Yakub in this body again. Reincarnation, it's not even that it's real, it's an absolute fact. Okay? So we need to get with not with the times, but it's like, you all, stop listening to other people in regard to certain information. You need to listen to it from me because I'm actually getting the actual factual information and giving it to you guys. Telling you where I found it, what's going on. I've been updating you for the past couple years with everything that's been going on with me so that when we got to this point now, we're all on the same page, right? We're all here. You're like, okay, yes. I'm like, yes, okay, love you guys. So, Yakub was the founder of Unlike Attracts and Like Repels. Though Mr. Yakub was a member of the Black Nation, he began school at the age of 4. He had an unusually sized head. Okay, I started school very young, at the age of 4, and I had an unusually sized head. If any of you are wondering, what is this guy talking about? Watch my previous video that says I am Zeus. Okay, you need to watch that. So he had an unusually sized head. When he had grown up, the others referred to him as the big head scientist. At the age of 18, he had finished all the colleges and universities of his nation and was seen preaching on the streets of Mecca, making converts. He made such impressions on the people that many began following him. Okay? So it's similar to what I'm doing now. I'm just like, hey guys, I have all this information. If you'd like to learn it, it's for you. If not, then okay, I guess it's not for you. It's fine. Like I don't push an agenda of information. It's not my thing. I don't like that happening to me. Like, don't try to make me think anything because I'm not going to do it. Okay, pointless. Okay, so at the age of 18, he had finished all of the colleges and universities of his nation, and he was seen preaching on the streets of Mecca, making converts. He made such impressions on the people that many began following him. Okay, so just to bring us back, okay? He learned from studying the germ, or the sperm cell, which is what the germ refers to, He learned from the studying of the germ of the black man, which is what we were before. So just the native body of what's going on. Because remember, it's not black and white. It's like, no. We're just talking about the bodies that we had before and then the bodies that we have now. But remember, everybody wasn't here yet, okay? So it isn't everybody's always been here. It's like, no. We started off with 144,000 original beings on Earth, boop, and we were just there for literally billions of years. And then we created new beings, and then that started time, and that started what's going on right now, and that's what's going on right now, okay? So, bear with me, everyone. So, he learned from studying the germ of the black man under the microscope that there were two people in him, and that one was black, the other brown. He said if he could successfully separate the one from the other, he could graft the brown germ into its last stage, which would be white, which had never been created before. Okay? This is a new thing. We're like, whoa. Okay? We'll get to the why later. So, with his wisdom, he could make the white, which he discovered was the weaker of the black germ. This is not like weaker, stronger, better, worse. It's like, no, we're talking about a literal strength in regard to the creation of beings, okay? So, because remember, we're trying to get to the white. We're trying to create an opposite of what we were. We're like, okay, we need to make new things here. We need to make an opposite, okay? And then find out what happens when we do that, okay? And not in a weird way, like, let's just find out. It's like, no, in all seriousness of cosmic everything, like, we have to create an opposite to then integrate with it because that's how we move forward, okay? So, with his wisdom, he could make the white, which he discovered was the weaker of the black germ, which would be unalike, which was the point. We had to make something unalike us. We didn't know what that was going to be. It just so happened to be white, okay? Which he discovered was the weaker of the black germ, which would be unalike, ruled the black nation for a time until a greater one than Yakub was born. That's me. I'm the one that's greater than Yakub because I am the reincarnation of Yakub, but I also have all of the knowledge and understanding and the experiences of being on Earth, being in an Earth body, many Earth bodies, here with the beings that we created. That's the whole thing. Like, I never really left. Like, I was never like, I'm just going, bye guys, I'm dead. Yes, that's not how it works. Like, your body's like, okay, you got to come back as a baby. And your mind is going to be wiped because that's how this works. That's why you don't remember. That's why babies are like, goo goo gaga. Instead of, hi everyone, how's it going? You have to wipe it. And then we try again. That allows us to go through our karmic law, where anything that you've done is like, you made that energy. So the energy has to come back to you so you can experience the other side, which is duality, the other side of what you made somebody feel or made beings feel, whatever's going on. But that's how this place works, duality. Same with even with this, it's like black and then white, okay? It's two opposite ends of the same pole, okay? Like, we are the same bodies. It's just different time periods of the bodies, okay? We'll get into that later as well. Okay, next. While Yakub was exiled on Patmos, he wrote about the greater one in Bible Revelations 12:5. Okay, since he did not know what his name would be, Yakub referred to the greater one as a male child who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. That doesn't mean with an iron fist. That means that's just a tool. That's just a tool, you guys. Don't see it as like, it's like, try not to react to this information yet. Listen, absorb, and then you're going to need to integrate. Maybe watch this video multiple times because, okay, another thing, this has to do with psychic development, things like that, your awakening. When you hear information like this that you've never heard, that literally comes from the higher dimensions that you haven't experienced yet, sometimes you'll do something called whiting out, where your literal astral form, okay, pops out of your body and comes back. Because the information, it literally allows you to raise up something. You're like, whoa! And then so your astral body goes like this, boop, boop. It pops out, pops back in, okay? It's just like when you're trying to pay attention, you kind of fall asleep and you like come back. It's like that. And they're like, whoa, what just happened? Did I fall asleep? What's going on? It's the same thing. So if what I'm saying, you're like, whoa, what happened? Just rewind it. Just keep rewinding. I do the same thing with high level things. I'm like, what? I don't get it. What? I don't get it. And I'll just go back and forth, okay? Like, until you understand it. Don't watch the whole thing, but I didn't understand any of that. It's like, if that happens, then you can rewatch the whole thing, but you can go back and just keep hearing me say something until it clicks, okay? Okay? You got this. Because I know that this is going to be a lot of information, but it's like, y'all, my job as who and what I am is to give you this information that was given to me, okay? That I uncovered, that I actually was the creator and writer of in the past. One of us has to be that. It isn't like a ghost is going to come back. Oh, look, a ghost of Jay. It's like, no, you guys, no. We would need to be in a physical body to actually help. Okay. So let's see. So, okay. So Yaqub opens his book of Revelation with these words: I, John, your brother and partner in the tribulation and the kingdom and the patience, and the patient endurance that are in Jesus, was on the island called Patmos on account of the word of God and the testimony of Jesus. Okay. But before his kingdom could fully manifest, but before his kingdom could be fully manifested and governed by his new race, the black nation or people, which was the natives. And remember, that doesn't mean Native Americans or Native Indians. Like, no, just the beings that were on Earth doing what we do. Because we weren't walking around as cavemen. It's like, yes, certain beings like have always been hyper intelligent. When we made new beings, that created a new baby race, and not a baby race of gods. That's right, everybody. Everyone here has the capacity to become a god and goddess. Everyone. It's just certain bodies are new, and you still have to obtain the opening of the chakra centers, the holding of a soul in your solar plexus, the opening of the heart chakra, and then the higher chakras. But it takes time, work, effort, like experience. Sometimes you may live out a lifetime in your body, and then when you come back into your next incarnation, then you're able to finish an experience and all that. Okay, it isn't just, if you don't do it now, guys, you're done. That's not what this is. I'm here. That's why I'm making this video, so that you all are not in fear. So like, okay, I'm not worried like I was before. Like I was going to burn in a fiery eternal hell. You guys were already in that place where it gets really hot, and it's kind of like hell for some of us, But that's no more, okay? No more. So to finish, but before his kingdom could be fully manifested and governed by his new race, the black nation or people had to be put to sleep spiritually, mentally, and morally. And so it began. This tells you the purpose of why we created new beings. It was so that we, the beings that were already here, could understand what is an opposite reverse of us, so that we can understand what we're missing, something that we don't have, and then integrate with it. But in the attempt of this, we created new baby gods that their chakras were all turned off, because when we original beings, because remember, I have these memories. We have these original beings, and many of you are going to receive the memories from looking in my eyes and hearing what I'm saying, because I'm sending it to you. That's what telepathy is. I'm sending it to you through storytelling, through the memories that I actually have, and through the knowledge that I've acquired in the 3D Earth realm, through books and things like that, to give you all coherent information so that you are able to understand. She's like, oh, yes, I get it. It's going to take some time. Don't think that right after this video, it's all going to make sense. And also, I need you all to understand that many people steal and copy from me because they don't have original ideas, because many people do not have a sun or soul in their solar plexus. Therefore, they must copy, which is the way of the world right now. Copy everything. It's like, but why would you copy things if you have your own source of information? You wouldn't. That's why I don't copy people. I don't need to. I literally have enough to not do that. And that's where I want to get everyone, to the point where you are able to have your own sun, your own soul, your own you. But not everybody has that. Otherwise, everybody would have extremely curly hair and somewhat of a reddish, brownish tone, because that's what your soul makes you do. That's what it does. That's why skin is different. It's like because of the energy in the body, not on the outside. Okay? So now we're going to get a little bit scientific. Okay? So just once again, bear with me. Science doesn't mean boring. This is cosmic science. Like, you want to know this because it's about you. Everyone that's watching this. Everyone that's watching this. So also, I need you all to share this video, okay, with everyone that you know, okay? This is one of the only ways that we can help upgrade the world. Not change, we'll upgrade it. Give everybody the information of who and what we are, so that people can move forward and advance, and we can all become gods and goddesses. Okay? So, Mr. Yaqub was a scientist of God, okay? Which just means of the higher dimensional fallings, okay? So, the world government structure we live under today is rooted in his literature, my literature from before, okay? Okay, so the world government structure we live under today is rooted in his literature or writings prepared 6,600 years ago, and some of what Moses or Musa or Akhenaten, just in a newer body, just like how I am Ramses II from before, but then these are multiple bodies that I've had, okay? But remember, it's to help everyone. That's the whole purpose. Not the lies you were taught, like, to rule. It's like, no, you're taught the reverse, because the people in charge are actually doing it. But that's something they were taught to do. Okay. So, Moses or Musa or Akhenaten had taught to Yaqub's people 4,000 years ago parts they had forgotten. He understood the genetic nature, the self, and original black nation. The word gene is often used to refer to the hereditary cause of a human trait. In genetics, these traits are either PP, which is black dominant, BP, which is brown, red, yellow incomplete dominance, or AA, which is pale recessive. So essentially going from PP to AA, which is what we're doing. Okay, make sure you're mature about this stuff, guys. So, hence, this man was made based upon the number 6. Okay, so 6 variations of gene 28. Okay, so that's going to go over many people's heads, but it's a piece of information where it will activate and apply later on when it makes sense. Okay, because there's other things that are more important for you to know now than that. Okay, so this was made based upon the number 6 through the act of sex, or to breed the incomplete dominance into its final recessive trait, which is what people, it's like dog breeders. It's the same thing. It's like, were you mad at dog breeders? Like, how dare you make these Frenchies that we love? No, you're like, yeah, I want a Frenchie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the world is. Like, we make beings, and then they're like, yay, life. And then we help them along. That's literally the way of the world, okay? It's just that everything has been put on pause, and we're starting it back up. So now you have the understanding of what we're trying to do. It's like we're trying to make different hues of man, okay? Alrighty, how's everybody done? Okay, just continuing. So, when this was accomplished, okay, when we finally got to the final piece, but remember, all the other pieces were created. It isn't like we just went through the cells and it's like, oh, we got black, red, brown, yellow, white. Okay, now we got black. It's like, yes, those were all different beings that were created, okay? So, when this was accomplished, the recessive race was brought together as a graft, which means placed, it's like placed into something else, okay? So, when this was accomplished, the recessive race was calloused together as graft to depend upon the root of civilization's original people's labor, okay? This is now done via government policy, military force, and using, like propaganda and things like that. So when it comes to the root races, as they're called, because remember, it was just black, which was like blue, black, darker, a little lighter, like that was the general hue of what we were. Like some of the ancient Egyptians were this color. But it's because we were made of melanin and came from the melanin realms, which didn't have a sun that lights you. So you're kind of like without a sun, but you still have your own light because you have your own sun, which is a soul. So it's like the reverse. So instead of the sun like powering us, it's like we would power our own sun. Okay, just to give an explanation. Okay. So like I was saying, when it comes to the root races, it took 600 years to get from the black melanin beings to what the opposite of that would be. So for 200 years of just like having kids, having the experiments with the split sperm cell, so there wasn't necessarily a father. Like I wasn't necessarily sleeping with the women scientists. It was more like they were taking the sperm cell and then we were putting it into the egg, just like in vitro fertilization. That's where they got it from. It's from that, okay? So when it comes to the races, so for the first 200 years of this, we ended up getting the brown races. So we went from black, essentially, to like more brown hues. I'd be considered more of a red race, like that, like me personally, but I'm mixed with everything. So it's like, I'm literally like what everybody's going to become. I am a body of what everybody's going to become if we go according to plan and integrate. We're just like, why would we not do that? Aren't we all here? It was like, yes, time to mix. But that's the whole thing is like, one of the programs that was set into the rulers was, and not even programs, we'll say like one of the things that they were told to do was make sure that we don't mix until it's time. Because they needed to get to a certain level, I mean the Caucasian white race, they needed to get to a certain level in regard to chakra awakenings. Because that's how this all works. Everything's based off of your energy centers. If you think chakras are hoo-ha and all that, you've been lied to. It's like, that's the most important thing. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, violet. Those are energy centers. You have a rainbow inside of you. Do you have a soul? Most likely not. You may, though. I told you there's only 144,000 beings on Earth that were already here. And we can't be destroyed or anything because like there was something created that we were put into that we are actually more powerful than. Okay? But we've been put to sleep to forget that. Because it's all part of this plan. All a part of the plan. Caterpillar, cocoon, dragon. Caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly, whatever it's gonna be. Caterpillar, cocoon, super ultimate god and goddess. Okay, like that's where we're going. And you all know that that's what you want. It's just certain beings are like, we can't go. And other beings are like, we don't want you to come. It's like, first of all, you all need to get all the information before you even make statements like that. It's like, you guys have been talking out of fear, anger, jealousy, essentially the 7 deadly sins, okay? So, moving on. It's highly suggested that you go and read the Book of Yakub for yourself because it all makes sense in that way. I mean, yes, read it. But most of you are not going to, but some of you will. And then when you do, you're gonna be like, I can't believe this has been here this whole time. It's like, yeah, literally, essentially our entire lifetimes, the book was made before that. Yeah. So remember, we need to get the information that we've written down. I need to also explain, where do books come from? When we were gods and goddesses in Egypt, and we knew, because remember, I come from the line of the creator beings. That's what I'm speaking from. Not all of us. No, I'm the son of the creator. I'm literally Jesus, you guys. I'm doing my job. My job is my job. But the Bible is taught to you guys in reverse, where it's like, oh, that story already happened. It's like, so then we wouldn't be looking for it. I turned into that and happened to fit a prophecy, apparently, which explains why my life has been so insane, you know? But it was insane it's like I had to live through the insanity so I could understand how the beings that we created used to live when they first had appeared. And we as the natives were like, what is this? Where'd you guys come from? What is happening? What's going on? You know, it's like, that's what this whole karma thing has been. We created beings. They were treated a certain way because they were new. We had never experienced anything new. And now we had to experience a version of it. Of course, it's going to be worse because it's like when karma comes back, it's always worse, right? So in regard to the karma thing, what you put out, you're going to have to experience the other half of it because you're a god and goddess, okay? And remember, this whole, I don't want anybody to be scared like he's saying God's a god. Yes, I'm literally the son of the creator, okay? Ask him. Let me put it like that. Ask him. Like, is that your son? And you'll get a yes, okay? Because confirm it for yourself. Confirm it for yourself, okay? And go watch my other videos so you can understand. Like, I've created a whole catalog, different catalogs of different videos of me doing different things and different abilities so that when this time came, you wouldn't be running away scared thinking I wanted to hurt you while I'm smiling and saying, hey guys, I literally love you. I have unconditional love for all of you. I found out that I had a part in creating everyone here because the native body was created from the destroyed Titan world. And we're like, bodies. And they just so happen to be black because that's what's going on, guys. Like, it's not about preference. It's about what is the science of all of this. That's what we need to know. And then when you know the science, you're like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah. And you're like, this makes sense. And then pieces of your life start clinking together. You're like, wait, that makes sense. That makes this make sense. That makes this make sense. And then you start to discover who you are and awaken. Okay? Remember, the awakening doesn't mean a war. The awakening means freedom for all. Okay, everybody. So now I'm going to read through the downloads that I've been receiving over the past couple weeks, okay? So this is all in regard to the true origins of all humans, humanity, and the gods, okay? So this is the white, black, yellow, and red races, okay? So which is everybody. Everybody's in between that, okay? And just as a little thing to let you know, everybody on Earth comes from a native body that was already here, or we'll say a god body, mixed with a human body. Or you remember how we went, it was black, brown, red, yellow, white, correct? Everybody's a mix of all of that. It's like an Arab person is a black and white person. That's what that is. They got wavy hair, sometimes a little curly. It's like, yeah, we're all mixes of that. We're all mixes of the bodies. There is no only this race, only this race. It's like, we're literally all mixed. All of us. Okay. It's like, with what? That's for you to find out. And there's a reason why you're mixed with what you are. Because remember, we create these bodies before we come. Okay. Or at least I help you create your body before you come. We can even say that. Okay. Just to make it a little bit easier. You know. Okay. So we're going to start with the 7 deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins were created when we finally were able to get to the opposite end of the pole of melanin, or the black dot, upon creating a reversed being of a god body, or an older ancient body, or an original native body, which is all that there was on Earth, okay? So the opposite of our chakra system, which is what powers us, was created, Okay, when we created an opposite being, there was an opposite being. We're like, wait, they're all their energy that would make them a god or goddess, it's opposite. So we need to turn them on. We already get like certain, like the native bodies, we already did all the work. We already figured out the chakra stuff. Like we've been here for so many billions of years. Like that's what you do. It's like the European-based body has not been here for that long. So we need to stop looking at the fact of how the sun affects you, how other things. It's like that's what happens when you're a baby god. But we've never had baby gods because we didn't start off as baby gods. We started off as fully just boom. Oh, we're here. What? We created ourselves. Okay, let's figure out what is. But then when we created a race, then it was like, hey, okay, so now we gotta get them up to the level of where we're at because we made them, and we're not gonna abandon them. And that's why I never really left, because I will never abandon you ever. It may seem like it because I wasn't allowed to say anything. I didn't even know. I've lived this entire existence in this body without knowing what's going on. I just figured this out. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh, he knew the whole time. It's like, no, it isn't like I was like, I'm secretly the Chad of this. Like, what? I'm like, why do people treat me mean here? Why are we like this? Why do you guys not have a heart? Because the heart chakra, the European body has not gone through the heart chakra awakening yet. Because you have not gone through your solar plexus awakening, which is where you're at right now. It's where you're at right now. Solar plexus, we need to get a soul in there. That's a whole fight for the soul, baby, soul. Okay. I also like to say thank you for everybody being here. I know that this is new. This is a new format. This is a new way of me doing this, new style, new way of me talking, new way of me looking, new way of me being. But this is who I am. Okay. So love you. Thanks for being here, my children. Okay. So the white body happened to have the 7 chakra systems shut off, including the pineal gland, like I was just saying. Instead of having godlike high vibrational spirits of these gods already preloaded with the chakras ready to help heal and create, which is what we already we're here with. That doesn't make us better. That's just what we started as, okay? Remember, many of you are baby gods. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. You want to be that. Why would you not want to be that? You know you want to be that. Okay? So the white body had the reverse of that, which means that there were lower vibrational opposites of a god, or just what we were, which is like, yeah. It's like the bodies that we created, the beings that were created as an opposite to us as well, were the opposite. Okay? It was the opposite. So remember, it doesn't mean better or worse. It's just different. And then we need to, once again, bring everyone up to the higher levels. Okay, let me see. Okay, yes. So there were more demonic beings that were sitting inside of each of the unopened chakras. This is why when a spirit holding a European-based body currently, right now, when you try to awaken your chakras, many of you are met with negative demonic entities that tell you to stop, and they give you advice that is opposite of what a god or native mind would tell you, aka the devil or whatever you want to call it. Just that energy that's like, hurt them instead. And then the person's like, what? And then, because you guys understand, if a spirit is stronger than you, you're going to do what it wants to do when it possesses your body. That's why it's important of you understanding the concept of possession, the concept of protection, the concept of everything, because then you won't have different, look at it like this. There's other people walking around that you can't see, but they can pop into your body and then people can see them, but then they think you're acting different or crazy or not like yourself or whatever's going on. And then when that spirit or energy or consciousness leaves, you don't know what happened. That's when you're like, I don't remember. I ate that whole meal and I don't remember. You were probably possessed by a spirit. You can be possessed by both high vibrational or low vibrational. It depends on where you are at and your spiritual awakening and your spiritual work. That's why we talk about this. Meditation allows you to fight off demons and spirits because you're accessing your energy centers. You can only access them by closing your eyes, and because closing your eyes puts you in your body. That's what it does. When you open your eyes, you're out of your body. You're like, ooh, look outside. But then when you close your eyes, you're in your body. And then you can focus, find things, do your spiritual work. Okay? So when this happens, this is what is referred to as evil, because this is the opposite of what we were before, which was life or living. Okay? Evil, because remember, this is a copy of Flip World. Evil, if you flip it, is live or alive. Okay? So it's like the opposite of a lived being would be an evil being. It's just a reverse. It's like, it's not, we even make a word that means bad. It's evil. You're evil. It's like, no, it's literally, we flipped it. Okay, if we're alive, flip it. It was just in a different language, you know? And so it's like, it's even in back then, whatever the word was for that, it was a reverse of what we were, okay? Every time and every age, because it's still us, we flip it depending on who's in charge, okay? Because then that changes things. Okay, boop, boop, boop. So now we're in a time where we have reached the end of the karmic cycle, retribution for the created beings, okay? We're also at the end of the karmic debt that the original 144,000 native beings that are majority within African Americans of the North sector, okay, in their bodies, okay? This means that the pain, suffering, and infantile state of mind that has been plaguing these original beings has come to an end. Our suffering is over for everyone. That doesn't mean by tomorrow you're gonna be like, no longer suffering. It's like, no. The process of abundance, which is the reverse of suffering, suffering is like, lack of, I don't have what, I don't understand, boop. Because we're flipping everything now. But remember, that doesn't mean anybody has to be unalived or leave like that. Unless that's what they want, I guess. Because I'm not here to tell anybody what you can and cannot do. I'm here to tell you what's going on so that you can then become what you want to be, or what you really are. In regard to the beings that are currently in power, it is time for you to be judged for what it is that you chose to do, okay? And the energy that you put out into the earth plane and the higher dimensions in regard to other beings on earth. Because remember, you all were allowed to be in charge, but this was to see where you were in the chakra system. And I know, it's like you're at you need your soul in your solar plexus, okay? But remember, you gotta earn it, just like anybody else. It isn't like, you gotta earn it. It's like, no, if you don't earn it, then you won't understand it and you won't be able to actually use it and access it. And so it's pointless, okay? The North American natives and Aboriginal beings referred to as African Americans currently have been enslaved, controlled, manipulated, and lied to have fully experienced what it was like when the European beings were introduced to the earth, like I was explaining before. The reactions, actions, and treatment of these beings and the creation of these beings created a certain karmic debt that we had to pay off in order to advance and move forward, okay? This is a world of duality and everything must adhere to the cosmic law. Just because of what happened to what's referred to as black people is a category, okay? It's not real, but when I say that word, everyone on earth knows who we're talking about. How is that? How is that and why is that? It's because of what we really are, okay? So, like I was saying, just because of what happened to, quote, black people, it does not mean that that is what we did. This world that we have been living in that has been ruled by the 7 deadly sins currently, which is in each of the chakras of the opposite beings. It's like, that's what was created. Okay, that's where they came from. That's why it's everywhere. You know, like greed and jealousy, anger. And, it's like, that wasn't here before. Oh, it was not here before. Okay. Yeah, so this world that we have been living in that has been ruled by the 7 deadly sins, and you must look at it in the correct categorization of karma, okay? The experiences that we experience as Americans was based off of what the created beings experienced themselves, okay? When the energy cycle shifted and they were given the power, they were given the option to do whatever it is that they wanted, right? And remember, this is the baby god race. So it's like, they're probably gonna act like kids. Like angry kids too. It's like, oh no! Okay, so what they chose to do is what they chose to do. We are now moving forward. And now the energy cycle is shifting again. So this is a message to, quote unquote, Black Americans as well. Like this right now, what I'm saying. Remember what it was like. Remember what this experience was like. The Civil War water hoses. Republican and Democrat stuff. Money. And then be like, I don't know if you get this. It's like, well, why? I don't understand. This is the worst version of what it was like when the Europeans were like, hey, and we're like, we don't know. What is this? What's happening? Because you got to remember, everybody on Earth was not told, hey, we're making new beings that are going to supplant us when we go into our sleep state, and they're going to help us to hold our information and stuff, and they might betray us and take over, but they're our children and our kids, so we're going to have to go to sleep and go through what they're going to do, but then in the end, we're all going to come together and then become greater than we were before, because that's what we do as gods and goddesses. And remember, European-based bodies, you guys are the baby gods with your energy center shut off. So I don't want anybody letting that go to their head and becoming ego, because like, no, that's to tell you that you want to do the work because you have the potential to become a god. It's like, yes, I love that. That's why I'm risking it all to tell you guys this kind of stuff. Because I don't know, it's like I have so many people trying to fight me, trying to destroy my stuff, trying to, have all kind of stuff happen that I like evade and get out of. And like, I'm not just sitting there like everything is just gravy. It's like, yes, I'm literally like going through so much like energetic battles and stuff, but it's because all these people try to attack me on moon cycles and behind the scenes and stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I have to like return to sender and stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes the stuff goes into me, but it's like, just because it goes into me, it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means I need to get these energies out of me, and then when I do, come back even harder. But it's a part of being here. There's no such thing as you're untouchable. That's not true. That is not true. And that's not to say, because I don't want anybody to counter that, because I always have to think of the counters to the reactors. It's don't focus on the negativity. That's what the old world was. Focus on what you can do to become amazing. Because you want to be amazing. You just kind of have been taught that you may not be able to, or you may not be. But I'm here to tell you, you all have the capacity to be your amazing true self. Not amazing, to be your amazing true self. And I'm here to give you the information that's going to help you with that. Like I said, keep watching this video, because I already know like there's so much in this and so many people are going to steal from this. Also, nobody has my permission to steal. So, and just know, I'm watching you. Well, my dad's not there anymore. I was thinking, so is my dad. Wait, no, he's not there. It's like, it's my job. My eyes are connected to literally the universe. Like, every being can see through my eyes. Like, of the higher dimensions. They're all just like, boop, 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 boop. Right? It's my job. Okay? Moving on. Remember, I'm using my notes from my iPad. You guys see that? Just want to show this real quick. So you guys know, like, I'm not just reading from some made up stuff. It's like, no, you guys. This is how I wrote many of my books. It's like, and also I just have to say, you remember when people were trying to say I was crazy and didn't know what I was talking about? You guys, can we continue with the teaching and the learning now? Now that we're beyond that, please. Thank you. So, moving on. Next part. The Europeans that are currently in charge of things during this energy cycle shift are extremely terrified that we are going to treat them how they treated us now, once the energy shifts and then the energy comes back to us again, okay? But what needs to be focused on the most is the fact that we are opposites in every single way, which is a good thing, because we're going to come together, because we are opposites attract, opposites don't attract. No. Spirits and souls attract. That's what it's about. It's not about opposites, not opposites. It's like, it's more, who are you supposed to connect with, okay? When it comes to that, love, connections, all that. So, the original native beings, so remember, because there's original native beings, and then as the god and goddess original native beings, we created new baby gods, remember? So, but also remember that the baby gods were like very in their root chakra, which is the animal level. Like, okay, the human animal level, it goes root, sacral, solar plexus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to learn it. Root, sacral, solar plexus. That is animals have that. Animals have chakra systems too, you guys. But many animals, they have heart chakra as well, and a throat chakra. So they have red, orange, yellow, green, blue. And then like beings like dolphins, they actually have all the way up to their crown chakra. And they actually have their 8th chakra unlocked as well. But we as spirits are in dolphins. It's not like a dolphin spirit is us. A butterfly spirit, it's us. A caterpillar spirit, but it really depends. It depends, okay? Because remember, there's spirit and soul. Spirit is anima. Spirit animates. Anima animates everything. There's energy. It's like it has a consciousness, all of that. But then there's the original beings where we can do whatever we want. But that's the thing is, remember, the baby gods we want to get you to that level. Or at least I want to get you to that level. And I'm the main being on earth that has the capacity and the energy to do that, okay? The original native beings do not prefer to hurt, harm, enslave, or lie, because it is not in our original nature. Like, when we think of things, our mind doesn't go there. It doesn't. We have been mixed so much, and we went from 144,000 original beings to now there's billions, okay? Billions. All right, so out of that 144,000, we've mixed a lot, so there's a lot of demigods walking around, and it depends on how much of the European body bloodline that they have, which is the new baby bloodline, and then the older bloodline, ancient bloodline. It depends where you are. Depends on where your chakra openings will be as well. Okay, so therefore, that is not going to happen again because first of all, the general is back, who's me, so like who's in charge of the whole body thing and what's going on and the dimension thing and time thing and the portal thing. But many of you are like, you guys work with me. You know what I'm saying? You just need to awaken so we can get to work. Okay, it's gonna be super fun. Okay, so, and I have a complete order of operations of how this new heaven is going to go. Okay, we are all in this together unless you choose to not be. Okay, if you choose to not include yourself in this, that's your choice. I'm not here to force you to come to heaven. Okay, but once the demons are out of you all, you'll be like, why would I not want to go to Awesome Land? Let's be like, I don't want to go to Disneyland. It's like, why not? Is something in you telling you don't? Like, you don't want to go to Magical Land and have fun and smell good cookie smells, you know? And I used to love getting the like a jawbreaker. Is that what they're called? That was my favorite thing. Get a jawbreaker. I'm just saying, the little things. Oh man, the little things. Oh, I can taste it. So good. Okay, getting back on topic. Because remember, like, did you guys expect the being that I am and I was gonna be to be like, yeah, I'm so mad at you guys, and you guys get your stuff together? No. I'm like, yes, like. I could literally come from love. Like, not like I grew up perfect. No. I actually came from like many terrible things that caused me to seek love and then find it within myself and then realize that's what we are. Okay, you can't find love. That whole twin flame thing, yes, it's fake. Ancient Egyptians didn't talk about twin flames. The Greeks didn't talk about twin flames. The Romans didn't talk about twin flames. The Babylonians, I'm pretty sure, did not talk about twin flames. The natives don't talk about now, and let's just say the Native Americans, they don't talk about twin flames. Anybody with information don't talk about that, but that's a new thing. You guys, I have been looking for a long time. Yes, that's not a thing. It's a trick. It's like a demon trick. Find your twin flame. I'm here because then people are like, I'm your twin flame. They tell you that, and you're like, hey, maybe they're my twin. And then it goes horribly wrong because it's not a real concept. Same with a karmic. Yes, karma is neither good nor bad. Karma is what did you do? That's what's happening. So how can there be a karmic partner? So your karmic partner is that's what you did and that's what's happening? Maybe. But I need you guys to stop regurgitating nonsense just because that's what you heard. It's like, no. You guys also can talk to your ancestors and high dimensional beings, no matter where you are. It just depends on, have you trained to do it? Or are you just pretending you can do it? Or you just think you should be able to do it? That's not how it's ever worked. We've always gone to mystery schools. A mystery school is, once you're done with college, essentially, if you get that far, then you go learn what else there is. You don't just like, oh, I'm just the best at anything I just pick up and haven't even practiced. It's like, yes, I didn't start doing tarot until I'd already practiced for like a year. And I'm like, okay, now I'll start. And then it looks like you're new because now you're in front of a camera. You see what I'm saying? So, yes. Just bringing us back, talking about how the people in charge are nervous that they're gonna be enslaved again. It's like, I am not enslaving anyone. You guys, I'm literally like an anti-enslaver. I'm like, wait, you're enslaved? I need to free you. Wait, you're like, that's my thing. So, and I'm in charge of the majority of what's going on with the energy distribution, just of this from up there down here. Yes, I'm not talking about I'm in charge of you all on the earth plane. It's like, no, I'm in charge of giving you guys information from I come from the bloodline of the creator gods. Like we're called that for a reason. We're called that for a reason. But I'm giving you the information that we've never given to anybody because it was never time. It was never time. But it's time now. That's why it's like, it's time now. Didn't see that coming, but also I'm happy. So I was tired of the old world and people being mean to me. But now I understand why me being in the old world wasn't successful like that, because it wasn't supposed to be. Now is my time. Okay, so going back to that. So therefore it's not going to happen again because first of all, like I'm here now, and I have the complete order of operations of how this new heaven is going to go. Like I said, we're all in this together unless you choose to not include yourself in this, which is your choice. Remember, we all have a choice, always do. This is a world of free will and duality. Once you understand and believe that, know that, you know how to access it and use it, you start seeing improvements in your life. Okay, moving on. So getting into the bodies again, the reason why there are different phenotypes and genotypes of beings on the earth is because of the genetic projects that I was working on. And I was the head of when I was incarnated as a Yakub. There were 12 different female goddesses that helped me with my work. This is why there are different facial and body features and different skin phenotypes. Some of the women are goddess mothers. For example, her name is Nukua, is the ancient creator of humans in Asia and the yellow races. Okay, look her up. This is because she was one of the women that had more of the phenotype of what we refer to as the Asiatic eye shape, as well as us as well. Okay, like beings on Earth as well, we also have that. Like that's a feature of us because at one point in time, we all were Asiatic blacks. That's what we were called, okay? So there were many different variations of this, just like how there are Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, Filipinos, Thai people, and Vietnamese, okay? So these are different bloodlines that were the result of different breeding and mixing between the beings that had been created that were new to the Earth and the native beings that were already in the areas all over Earth, okay? This is the same for the red races, which were created in the first 200 years, because it was 600 years total, okay? The yellow races were then created in the next 200 years, and the white races were then created. So 600 years total to get to our opposite. And remember, it wasn't like we were in labs and they'll have like the fetus and it's inside of the thing growing, and it's like, whoa, what is that? That's not how we did it, guys. It was inside of a body. It's just we were able with alchemy to do the science. I might as well not even go into that right now. That'll be another video. Alchemical science, another video. Okay. So the red races were sent to the continent of America. So in the stories, one of the lies that was told was like, we unalived all of the bodies that were in between. The black and white. No. That's what the story is. So people are like, oh, okay. And they don't realize that none of them were unalived, except for like extremely deformed bodies, which would not be able to like sustain themselves. Of course, with that, we have to try again. Because remember, death isn't real in that sense. It's like the spirit is going to come and try again in the body. Like, oh, is my body ready? Oh, okay, not this time. And we're like, okay, because remember, at that time, could fully talk to spirits like how at this time I can fully talk to spirits. So you guys be seeing me. I know you guys are like, is he crazy? No, this is what being a medium and a channel is. You watch me talk to different beings, get information, and give it to you, and then you're like, how did you know that? It's like, because your spirit guide is right here telling me. Okay. So, the red races were sent to the continent of America, mainly from the southern part. So, South America. The brown and black races pretty much stayed in Africa because they're like, we can stay here. The sun here doesn't hurt us that much. Because it's all based off of the sun and how the sun affects skin that doesn't have as much melanin in it, okay? Because remember, before that, it's like, there's no need for that. Sunblock? That's fake, you guys. I mean, sunblock's not fake. Sunblock is new. So anybody because I saw this lady with the video that's like, my daughter needs to put sunblock on. No, she doesn't. She's Asian and black. No, she does not. And then the daughter's like, my dad's, I don't need this. She's like, you do. It's like, those are two different mentalities. Where one is like, the sun doesn't hurt us. And the other being's like, but does it not? It's like, yes, the sun doesn't hurt us when you have your solar plexus fully activated. That's the best way to say that. When your solar plexus is fully activated, the sun doesn't hurt you because the sun's like, I recognize you as me. And that's why you start getting browner. That's the thing, you guys. Of course, it's not been in history because it was taken out. They're like, we can't have them thinking they get brown because it wasn't time to integrate yet. Now is the time, like I said. Okay, so red races. Okay, so the brown and black races stayed in Africa. And of course, we're still moving around, but this is just the majority. That's why it's like when you look at certain continents, like, why do they look like this? Why do they look like this? It's like, because that's where we went. Okay, so the brown and black races stayed in Africa. This had the highest concentration of natives of the earth because that's pretty much the main place where we were at. Is the warmest. That's where we were. That's where we pretty much started at when we first came. Okay, so natives of the earth. Okay, native of the earth, that term refers to beings that were here before the creation of this current third dimensional earth. Also before the creation of time, which was created when the new beings were created. Okay, and what I mean by new beings, time was created when we created this new cycle. Okay, when it comes to Gregorian time, 365 days, 12 or 24 on the clock, that was when the European body was created. We made time because the aging was different. So like we have to give them a time. Same with we've created food. Did you guys know a watermelon is a what is it? A strawberry and a melon makes a watermelon? It's a straw. Dang it, I forgot. Dang it. It's a strawberry and something was grafted together to make a watermelon. Like watermelon wasn't there before we made it. I'm pretty sure it's a melon and a strawberry. That's how we made that. We literally, how we created a person. We also did that for different fruits to make fruits and foods and different things, just like making the pig that the European body is able to eat and heal from. Like, yes, it's like, it gets very, very deep, but this has to do with alchemy. This is what I've been doing for the past, 4 years now, 4.5 years? Intense study of this and intense awakenings and understanding of how to receive this information to give to you all. This is the purpose. Not so, yes, I don't hoard information. So don't act like I'm doing that, okay? As soon as I get it, I'm like, I need to understand if this is real, correct. I need to fact check it, understand what's going on, talk to my guides, get my own downloads, and put it all together and then present it, okay? Because it's my job. So, moving on. Also, before the creation of time, which was created when the new beings were created, okay, also known as the Tamahu. So they're called the Tamahu people, okay? This is in reference to the concept of time and time frame of 24 and then later reduced to 12. Okay, so the Asiatic yellow races were sent to the continent of Asia. So we were taught that saying like yellow and red was like mean. It's like, no, that's literally like, it's literal. It's not mean at all. It's like, it's factual, like, so that you understand which races of beings we're talking about, okay? So the Asiatic yellow races were sent to the continent of Asia and its surrounding land. And when the white races were finally created, they were sent to Europe. We wrote them off because we needed to, so this is the natives where we're just like gods and goddesses ruling the world, just having fun, laughing, dancing, doing all kinds of stuff, Yoruba land, all that, okay? So, those beings wrote off the new beings because we needed to be able to watch and observe what they were because we had never done anything like this before. Our goal was to project an image of ourselves, reflect on it, and then integrate it, which is how we advance as gods. Many things happened between then and now, and we have all experienced the highs and lows of the third dimensional earth plane. Now it's time for the next step, okay? And the next level in our evolution, which is the reintegration of us all, as well as the unlocking and healing of our chakra energy centers. So just as the gods are real, correct? Like I'm like, okay, I'm the new Zeus and everything, like there's many of us in bodies, many of you are the gods, you know what I mean? Like of old, okay? You just need to awaken to it, just as I did. So just as the gods are real, the goddesses are also real. The different goddesses that are worshipped in each continent or area of concentrated people are referred to as the goddesses of that area, correct? Just like, for example, Guanyin in Asia, right? Kali Ma in India, and then the Orishas in Africa. It's all based off like the area and the goddesses, correct? And this is for any goddess, any creator, mother goddess. I would technically be the father god. Like, do you see what I mean? So it's not I am Father God. That's not what I said. I said I would be the Father God that is represented in each of these cultures because as the being that I was, it's literally from my split sperm cell. So, and that's why so many people on Earth have the body type of this body I'm in right now, because it's like we all are from certain bodies. Okay, so. These goddesses were the female scientists that helped me with the human creation projects. And that's how I'm married to them. Because like literally all the goddesses, when I was like meeting them and like understand what's going on now, like meeting Guanyin, meeting Kali Ma, they're like, you're married to me. You're my husband. Or they act all like, hey, I miss you. I'm like, what? This is weird. Like, why are these goddesses doing this? Like, not that I'm upset with it. I didn't understand why. It's like, why are you like this with me? I don't even know you guys. And they're like, because remember the rule was they couldn't tell me who I was. Until I figured out myself. So, each goddess produced 3 different variations of their children. Okay, so for the newest yellow races that we're referring to, there were 3 different genetic genomes that were created. Same for the red races, the brown races, and the white races. That's why there's 12 root races. Okay, so, moving on. So, those beings on Earth that do not wish to integrate or do the work currently, to unlock their energy centers will not be able to exist when the third dimension becomes the 4th/5th dimension. Because that's what we're doing. We're moving up into a higher dimension. Will there be another physical reality created? It's like, no. There's going to be a new Earth, okay? We don't know what that's going to be yet, though. That's why this is fun. That's why we need to get everybody up to God and Goddess level, like literally, so you all can come if you want. But that's the thing. If you want, it's your choice, okay? It's like, remember, you can click off the video anytime you want. It's like, it's all good. Nobody's mad at you because it's your choice. It's time for us to not get mad in that way. Like, I'm not saying everybody just don't care that you're being abused. It's like, no, get out of your horrible situations. But that's the thing is, you're awakening to learn how to do that, okay? So, you have to have a specific form of energy held within your energy bodies to be able to exist and maintain those energetic lights and ether bodies when this matrix ends. I made this matrix not to last for infinity, because that would mean if this was made for infinity, we'd be trapped here. Why would I create a trap for us? No, that's not good planning. That's horrible planning, actually. Oh no, we made a trap for ourselves to be in. It's like, that's also being a kid. It's like why many beings on Earth now find themselves in that situation, because you guys are the baby God race. It's like you guys are still learning. You guys are still learning. But you've been taught. You already know everything. It's like, what? No, don't you want to learn more and become more awesome? I'm always down to become more awesome. What? It's awesome to become more awesome. Everything becomes more awesome. But I digress. So, the Matrix is just like any other video game or movie or TV show or experience, okay? It's going to have an end. If it was infinite, we'd be trapped infinitely. Like I was saying, it's like I talk about it, and then when I read not even my notes, it's like when I read the actual downloads, it just matches up, okay? So, I personally did not create the Matrix to be like that. If you do not know who I am, go watch my other videos. Me, like the previous one that says, I am Zeus. And it explains it, okay? So, in regard to the age cycle, and the reason why certain beings on Earth age faster and some age slower is because of this fact. Remember that what I had created with the other 12 scientists was an opposite of what I am and what we are as a native of Earth. If we live for long periods of time, then an opposite of us is going to live for a shorter amount of time. If we have curly hair, then an opposite of us is going to have straight hair. If we have a sun within us, then an opposite bodied being created in the Earth is going to have the opposite, okay? So the opposite concept or duality as a law helps us to see what we are, not to then become greater than what we were by integrating with our opposite form. The issue with today's time is that there are a certain group of the European beings that do not want us to integrate and are willing to do anything to keep their position of power. It's like, come on, like, stop. My kids, like, come on, daddy's home. It's okay now. Okay, so this puts all beings on Earth at a disadvantage. That is why when certain beings on Earth try to unalive me specifically, everything is triggered, okay? The reason why everything was triggered in regard to the new energy cycle is because I was told by my father Zeus a month ago, whenever it was that we met up and talked, and remember, that's also me. It's another program of me that was there previously. I was told that when I die and leave this Earth, whenever that is, I haven't been told the exact date yet, the sun that powers the third dimensional space with light dies. That's why it's like I'm immortal here, because once I'm done here, the creation is done. But that's why it's like I age super slow, because I'm going to be here for a very long time. Remember, I planned this because I knew that you all were going to need an extension, honestly. Because it's like to be like, okay, the baby God better do a good job. It's like, they might not, though. So we got to just be prepared just in case they're not at that level. Because, look, if the Matrix were to be like, I'm ending, boop, a lot of people would disappear. But that's not how it works. It isn't random ending. I'm telling you what it is. In this body, when little me's like, all right, bye, the sun's going to be like, you know, and then I go in my astral form, and then I'm going to leave the dimensions and take everybody with me. Like, I got time to go. And like I said, I want you to be there with me. By that time of my end, all beings of Earth that want to move into the next dimensional level with the original 144,000, okay, who are going there no matter what, because we were already in the other place. We were trapped in this. Well, not trapped in this. We're in this because of the new energy cycle. Now it's time to keep going. So any beings that want to come should have reached the ability to access their crown chakra, not just your heart. We're going through that, but it's like you need your crown chakra. But let's just say I were to live for 100 years, right? That's enough time for people to like live your lifetime, make mistakes, you know, like pass on, come into your next body, which is going to have more melanin, more God particle, more ability to help you get to the goddess level that you want to get to and open your chakras. Because melanin is what helps you do that. That's the whole point. If you don't have that, then it's going to be really hard, aka impossible. That's why we need to integrate to become that again. Okay, so I must state that most beings of Earth are still residing within the root chakra, which is also infiltrated and infested with lower frequency demonic energies that are waiting to fight you when you try to heal yourself. But remember, this is a battle that you can win because I already did it. And I had to go through the most intense version of it, okay? Because I'm the creator of all this. I had to go through it first too. I naturally would have the biggest test, okay? And I passed. So I'm like, guys, I passed the test. As a new me that literally had no mind, like no memory from before, none, still made it. It's like, yes, that means you guys can too. Because I needed to live as one of you all to understand how to help. Like I was like, do you see? Do you see how much I love you? Hey, everybody. Okay, so the third dimension is moving up. Right now, the European-based body is being given an extension because I want you all to become the gods and goddesses that I know that you're destined to be. It's literally my decision and my choice. That's what's going on. But I've been it's like in the book of Yakub, it literally talks about how that's what the premonition was. That's what the prophecy was that a being was going to come that was unlike his father. It was like, I'm a thunder, lightning, everything. Ah! Just like how European-based people with guns and stuff, they're like, shoot first, ask questions later. That's straight Zeus Thunderbolt energy. But also, that's something that was given to them so that they could actually rule and that this could be real, and so that we could go into our sleep state and it could be real, and then we could actually wake up and it'd be real, and then we could reintegrate and all be real. Okay? And for people to say this isn't real, if this will all disappear and you go to dreamland, you guys, it's real when you're here. That's why you can go to the other dimensional states or dreamlands and come back, because this is a dimensional space. It's a reality. So for people to say this isn't real, that's a lie. It's not real compared to the original things that were created before, okay? Meaning it can't sustain infinitely, but the old worlds can. They can. So that's why they're still there. Do you see? So we're in a realm where we, in the Matrix, in a new dimension, created beings from that dimension. But as we created it from us, they can become us. They have the capacity to become us. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So the European body and those bodies that have mixed with the original ancient bodies or the native bodies, because that doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean a Native American. It just means the beings that were already here. Because many European-based people say, well, aren't we all natives? And it's like, it's different because like we were here, always have been here, and we created this place. In the place we created, there were more beings we created. So the third dimensional Earth, because remember, the Earth exists in 4D, 5D, like all in many of the other Ds. In many of the other dimensions, okay? So this is just the third dimensional Earth, but that's the thing is, time to become gods and goddesses, everybody. So, the European body and those bodies that have mixed with the native body are all in the infancy stage. You guys are the babies, okay? You must move into the cocoon phase, which is what happens after you receive your soul, your SOL, your soul into your solar plexus, your portal energy center, okay? And step into your heart chakra, or move up into it, access it, and go through unconditional love. Unconditional love is reached, will be reached, and then the throat chakra, and then you'll be able to communicate with the spiritual realm on a God level. Okay, like at the level that some of us that like I'm able to do this. Like, I mean, we'll see, because remember, this is all new. But it's like, yes, if I could do it, you can do it. Like I said, because come on, like we all are. So currently, the European body is able to access the chakras, but they turn back off because you do not have a sun to eternally power, and you don't have the black melanin dot yet. You might have a little piece, you might, but you need to gain it all, which is possible, okay? So, I want you all to receive your sun, but you must earn it through the understanding of both sides of everything you do, which is the purpose of karma, or as I've stated before, the law of polarity or duality. Okay, everybody, I know this was a while. We're almost done. Okay. This is just the start of something new, because this is not the the last video of this I'm gonna do. There's still so much. Okay, but I thought this was a good place to start. Like, hey, we need to know what we are, who we are, what's going on, instead of living in these lies that make everybody unhappy, even the rich people. Y'all already know that. Why are my bed sheets not ironed? That's not living in happiness and luxury and stuff. That's living in pain and distraught, while having comfy things around. It's like, either way, it's like, it's time for the upgrade, okay? Which I needed to be here to be able to do. So no other Reiki masters can do this. You can't go get Odin Reiki training and be like, I can do what little Jesus can do. No, you'd have to have all my life experience and all my training. You need to do it on your own. You can't just think you can pretend, okay? If you pretend, you're just wasting your time. There's no point in that. So, each new race of beings that was relocated to their designated landmass, because remember, this is all planned by the creator god races. We're like, yeah, okay, put it in here. You guys go over here. And they're like, yeah, we love this. Okay? So, each new race of beings that was relocated to their designated landmass technically do each have their own creation story. Because each of them was created with a different mother, who was one of my wives, who was one of the 12 female scientists. So technically, all of the different religions are correct because they are all the exact same story. Just a different version because there was a different mother, but everyone has the same father. You see? So we're all connected. No matter what. No matter what anybody tells you. I'm here telling you. It's like, daddy's back. I always wondered, it's like, why do girls call me daddy? And I'm like, I thought it was weird because I thought they were thinking about their dad. I'm like, I don't want you calling me your dad. That's weird. But it's like, But it gets crazy when you start learning who you were and what you are and what's popping. It gets wild, okay? But I digress. So now is the time at the end of everyone's book, their religious books. And it is extremely important that the knowledge of who we all have been is revealed and released, so that we understand who we are meant to be. Equality can only be accomplished with the necessary spiritual work, meaning the butterfly stage of our spirituality and our souls. You need to know where you stand to understand what level of work you need to do to be able to survive in this new heaven world. I want everyone that is willing to step into that space, which is what is the main necessary key to access any higher dimension. I want you all to come with me. Because once you have your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, demons can't stay in that. They can't. And that's why everybody fights me so much from actually healing you guys. Because like I'm getting literal demonic entities and consciousnesses that were created when we created new beings. They don't want to have to give up like control of you guys. But it's time for you to be free of that control. Because the energy cycle is shifting. So it's like, that's happening away. Let me put it like this. The end of this rule was the year 2000. We've been tricked into thinking that it's like, in 2000 the computers are gonna reset. And we're like, Didn't reset. Oh no, there's stuff going on the earth. Russia, Korea. And we're like, nothing ever happened. Nothing ever. Except for this last big thing. And even with that, it's like that was the final thing. Because I told you, if I get unalived, the sun is like, because what's powering it? What is powering all these dimensions, actually? We are. But in regard to the sun specifically, that's me. That's why I am Amun Ra. That's why I'm Ra, that's why I'm the sun. It's a real connection. Not just how people are like, I'm Ra. What? And then they're in the sun burning like, hey, I'm Ra though. It's like, no, you're not. You're one of my clones. Yes, I have a lot of shadow clones that were created when I was created. And I found that. I found my shadow, you guys. Like, I found him. His name's Craig. It's my evil shadow guy that I'm literally making sure to take down because he won't stop trying to destroy me and sending all these evil witches and people to me to try to unalive me because he secretly is in love with me, which is Psycho, but he's my twin, meaning like my evil twin, where it's like, have you guys never seen a movie or played a video game where you have to fight you And it's really hard because every move you make, when you jump back, it's like, when you try to punch, it's like you have to literally, like, but that's what video games trained us for. And I'm just talking to those people that played that. It's like, that's what our minds do. It's like, this is a big video game. So if you mastered video games and you're good at that, not necessarily video games like the new ones that they have, where it's like you're just on a team fighting people together. It's like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about RPGs, role-playing games, things like that, where it's like it's you versus the game. Okay. And it's so funny because people try to influence it like, hey, I just wish that this would, do what I want and stuff. And like, I just speak it into existence. It's like, no, there's a whole order of operations for everything. But it's like people try to convince the video game to do stuff, like as if you're playing a video game and you're trying to tell it stuff. Like, hey, don't do that. And it's going to listen like, oh my God, I'm sorry. It's like, that's what you guys expect here. It's like, no, you have to learn how to control it and play the game, okay? And I'm teaching you guys how to play it, but you have to know what your player is. Like many people get convinced, you're the highest level player. And then they're like, oh, okay. But then everything's not working how they want it to because they're convinced that there's something that they haven't become yet. Okay? And there are other beings that are like, you're nothing. And we're like, but why can I do all this stuff? And why do you guys have us work for you? And have us do all this work and energy stuff and copy our dances? It's, it's like you got to figure out where you fit so that you can then come in and then start training and leveling up and becoming amazing. Like I told you guys. I'm not here to be like, it's the rapture. It is, but the rapture is remember, you taught everything in reverse. The rapture isn't fire and brimstone. It's actually like light, golden light, honey. Golden light honey land. Like that's, okay? Are you ready? And people are going to say, this is fake, this ain't right. Though yes. Remember how when we created new beings that were opposite spirits? Evil spirits that were created? That doesn't mean the body of a European is that. It's like, no, the spirits that came preloaded in that body, that when your consciousness came from the 4D, it was like, boop. Boop. Hey, there's all these things telling me what to do. It's like, yeah. And we need to, you got to master that. It's time for you all to master that. How are you going to do that, though? You might want to sign up for a session. You might want to sign up for Reiki training. Something like that. I'm just saying, you guys, like, there's ways to do it. But let me finish, because there's still a little bit left. So what I was saying the last part of the transmission, I want you all to come with me. No one has to be left behind unless you choose to, which is your right. As a sovereign, ancient God, middle in between God, baby God, it doesn't matter. We're all in the same, we're all in different time spaces of the same potential. Some of us have already reached it. Some are just starting. Some are almost there. Some are, like in between the almost there, and all different levels. Don't be upset about your level. Once you know, you can rise. But you have to know your level. Okay? So, I'm not here to make anyone do anything or to convince anyone. I'm here to give you anything. Okay? I'm here to show and give you the facts. Okay? And the information that we are just now receiving again so that you can make the choice for yourself. Okay? Because you deserve that. Okay? That is true freedom. Welcome back. So I just want you all to know this is the beginning of this new heaven world. And remember, when it comes to me doing my exorcism work, which is literally, exercising is like running, why do people run? It's like, but that's the thing, we make demonic energies run out of your body. That's what exercising is. It's not anything but that. See, like that, like I am the what is it? I'm the gym trainer, right? And I'm supposed to train your body to get to its God goddess level. But by doing that, I have to exercise the demons out of your body. Instead of you exercising it's like, no, I make them run away, okay? And then what happens afterwards, I bring them up into heaven. I don't banish them. This already is hell, you guys. That's why they're here. Like, they're already here. It is another this again, worse. It's like, no, it's here now, okay? Okay? This is not Advent, but we're making it that, okay? I am Jupiter. Heaven is Jupiter's realm. It's the in-between space. There you go. That's my realm, man. And I'm bringing it here, okay? And I need your help too. I am calling all of you to help me, okay? Remember, that doesn't mean we're making a war. We're not making a cult. It's like we're not even making a group. This is for individuals. Use this information how you will. And I will see you soon. Love you.